Hey, what is up, guys? It's been a minute. Welcome to a regular episode of Cricket Build. I am someone on the show, and I do stuff. Sometimes I just show up. Some people do the work for me. It's okay. And yeah, so if you guys don't know the thing behind this show. You got a bunch of builders that submit their builds, and we take a critical eye and a positive feedback and helpful feedback to give them some helpful critiques. So if you guys are new to the show, welcome. If you guys are regulars, and I see a whole bunch of you in the chat, welcome. And yeah, let's talk about some cool builds. Let's have some fun tonight, and let's show everybody that's on the show tonight. Starting with Green Boy over here.
Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to CritiQual. You know, when a man makes a doo-doo, a piece of himself goes with it. And today we're going to talk about that pile.
If you're not putting at least a little bit of your doo-doo in your builds, is it
What
really,
are you doing with yourself?
Is it really a build? Yeah.
Is it a build?
You are 100% correct. Thank you, Julio. Thank you for joining me tonight, man. All right, and then next up, we got this gentleman. You're muted.
Oh, you're muted.
What am I supposed to say to that? Look at this nice shirt. This is pretty tight. I got this on TeePublic. You guys can find really cool mecha shirts on there if you want. Hi, guys. My name's Brian. Yeah, it's hype. This is great. I think it's Fuel Stains. I think that's the artist that is. If you guys know Fuel Stains on Instagram, check them out. Fucking phenomenal shit. Yeah, I mean, Brian, rocking the wireless buds tonight, and here in like the unfinished workroom, but I'm still here. Glad to hang out with you guys and talk about some cool stuff.
Yeah.
Brian just doing all the big moves, man. He moved out to a home. He's wearing this cool ass T-shirt. He's wearing wireless buds. He's like a futurist over here, Mr. Stark.
No, I lost my headphones, is what it was. And I was in a hurry trying to catch a train, and I lost my headphones in the flurry. They were old,
God damn it.
and it was like time to upgrade. These ones have a 15-hour charge, and the other ones had an 8-hour charge. So I don't get caught on shit.
We in the future now.
You know, looking at your T-shirt, it reminds me a lot of Julio's Kamakiri build.
Yeah.
Does it not? Like the quadruped,
The quadruped
out in the front.
Just because it's a quad mech, if that's the case, then the flea should remind you of it. Except the flea is like
yours isn't
Speaking of
that
which,
The flea's chunkier.
Speaking of which, MosquitoCon is coming up. If you guys are interested to see the flea or the Breagle or Mozuko or the Stein vignette or the Messerschmitt that I'm working on or anything else that I make between now and then, come through MosquitoCon in Wayne, New Jersey. If you're in the tri-state area, if you're in the East Coast, and you can make it out there. MosquitoCon, the IPMS at Wayne, New Jersey. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be a lot of cool people there. A lot of amazing art is going to be out there. A lot of mecha models are going to be out there. Unfortunately, your boy Maverick Warehouse will be showing up. He's kind of like falling off, you know. He's like my friend. I care about him and love him, like my brother. But at the same time, he's really falling off.
He
He's
might not be
slipping.
there.
He took a
Is
walk.
that a baby?
I know he was out in the chat earlier, so
Uh,
just gotta bug with him. No, but yeah, come out to Wayne, New Jersey. You can build some cool stuff. And if you can't join your local IPMS chapter and go and build some cool models and talk to some cool people about cool stuff, because it's all the stuff we love, guys. So
Indeed. Thank you, Brian. All right, so
Happy
right
to be
now
here.
it is just the three of us. Who knows if the other guys are going to be joining us? But sometimes they say the less voices, the better. So let's go ahead and get started with our first critique of the night. And this guy is no stranger to the show. Let's look at Mr. Armageddon Skunk's build. And you know what? It would be really helpful if I had the build description. I hadn't done this in a while. I completely apologize.
this
It's been
man lost.
it's been a quick minute. I haven't done it in so long, man. Like I
Yo,
don't know if you guys have noticed, but it's been about a month since I was on a stream last. Everybody's been kind of busy with.
that intro song was dark as hell.
It was
like
very so.
It's heavy.
I like it. I like it.
Quick note about the intro there. I was very busy yesterday, and I was like, oh shit, I forgot to render the countdown last minute. I also forgot to collect all the images that you need for last minute. So I was scrambling, and I was like, okay, I need music for this countdown, and I just chose whatever was at the top of the list, and I was like, all right, let's do it.
It was dark.
Apparently it was called Piano Trap Beethoven.
Mm-hmm.
It was heavy, dude.
It was
I like
very
it.
heavy.
I like
All right,
it.
so-
I'm with it.
All right.
Play it again.
All right. So I got the build description. So this is from Armageddon Skunk. Instagram at Armageddon Skunk, and it is the HGTO RX 78-2 Gundam Early Type. Mostly just a simple color tweak with 4 tiny added details. Not gonna say what though. Y'all can figure that out for yourselves. So Linus is getting a little bit lippy over here, man.
You figure that shit out.
All right. Who wants to start us off? What are these details we're missing, or he added?
Hmm.
Hmm.
You got the details on the gun, though? No.
Well,
I
that
don't
line
think
on the bicep doesn't look right. Or normal. I mean, it looks right, but it doesn't look normal.
So I will say
this
this.
model.
I will say this about Linus. He is very consistent with his
Yeah.
build. Right? Like
Yeah.
he is consistently improving upon like a certain aspect of his build, whether it's he's trying to increase the level of detail on a simple kit, or if he's trying to improve his cleanliness. You can see what he focuses on with each build, and it's very refreshing to see. Because a lot of people out there, and it's not, this is no knock on anybody, but a lot of people out there always want to constantly try something new, and a lot of those guys just don't stop and go, okay, hold on, before I try something new, let's go ahead and try to improve something that I already know, and try to level that up to another level.
Yeah.
And I feel like with Linus, that's exactly what he does.
It's a good thing to do.
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, I love the. I mean, for those that don't know me, I love the cleanliness of this build. It's
He didn't
deceptive.
paint that. What are you talking about? That's plastic.
Are you kidding me? maybe it's painted to look like it's plastic.
Yeah. It really is. Looks great.
No, yeah, this is
Yeah, it's
gorgeous.
phenomenal.
I love
Great
the little
execution.
green. I love the little green details all over the place. It's on the scoop on there, and then you got it on the knees. Application is a little bit messy, but it is also quite small since this is a. And yeah, anybody else?
Yeah, super nice.
He added a detail on the front hatch, like a chest hatch. If I'm not mistaken.
Julio's like doing
Yeah.
like
Yeah,
Google back
that
and forth
one.
thing. Looks like there's
The-
panels on the upper thigh also added.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are added panels.
Those are additional layer detail.
Some scribes on the knees too. Those are not normal, if I recall.
Yeah.
There's not that nice detail on the knees. Which I would have liked is a little bit of extra separation, because that'd be a weird panel to make to fit that lower component that's like that big Y with the really, really thin part that goes into the bigger wings on the side. I feel like there would be, like, engineering wise, I feel like there would be a break there, but that's just me being a metal nerd.
I would have loved like some color separation on these the round pieces on the knees because it kind of
In there.
melds with this upper part of the calf, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Like if it was this, so even if that inner circle was painted something different,
Yeah, or that between that cone and
A
the
little bit
edge there, yeah,
darker or
that would be
something.
a little
yeah,
break
I
in
think it
that.
would have really
See
helped.
it? I could see it.
And then Manny with a comment of what's up with the seam on the left bicep? What are we looking at here, Manny?
Where?
I don't know. It looks the same as the seam on the right bicep.
Yeah.
Maybe he's talking about this little bit of a, is that a divot?
Oh, there's a little
Yeah.
well there, a little well.
Plastic
You think
imperfection.
that's a? What if that isn't? What if that is a reflection of him taking the picture?
Keep zooming in.
You know what I'm saying?
Enhance.
It looks like that's reflection to me. That is a dude. That is dude's arm.
It's possible.
It could
It
be.
is
I mean,
possible,
pretty much all of this build is a semi-gloss, right? So
Yeah.
maybe. But it's hard to tell at this angle. It's really
hard to tell.
mm.
We are nitpicking the shit out of this, like 10.
Yeah,
Really
dude.
And then Bill is elaborating. Says one has a larger gap in the seam than the other. Maybe the front will give us a closer look at that. And I feel like the heaviness of his wash is
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a little heavier on the one.
Yeah. So maybe pay attention a little bit to your panel washes.
Definitely always
And-
good to make sure that you're paying attention to your panel washes. Ultimately, is what
Yeah.
you're trying to say, I think.
Pretty much. And then some of your surfaces might be a little bit rough, especially on the weapon. And I know this is going to be difficult, especially on moving parts. Like this part in between the scope is a little bit rough. And if you're going to be taking photos, you might as well just flip this over to the other side, and that won't be seen.
Or be prepared to touch it up. Same thing if you're
Yes.
going to take it to a show. Always, guys, if you're out there bringing models to shows, I'm about to do the same thing, and I always bring like emergency, like a crash kit with like oil brushers and touch-up paints and like whatever you might possibly need or somebody else might possibly need, because I've lent stuff out as well, glue, things like that. So always be prepared for some shit might happen that you're not expecting. It's good to show your best ass.
Is it me or the red and yellow? Anything that's painted red and yellow looks like it has one layer of too much paint on it. Like all the edging is really softened out, and right.
Yeah, I think it's
Or
just the
the
edges being
gloss.
softened out from maybe surface prep. Like he's sanding this thing, but he's not using like a sanding mode. He's using sanding sponge, and it's causing a little bit of muddiness in there. But
all the edges are real soft,
yeah, just be careful of that. It's nice to have. You can either have a bevel in there or a chamfer, or just make sure that those edges are nice and sharp, and that'll really bump it up a little.
The only reason I'm thinking so is the bottom torso red, like the divots and whatnot in the paint look like it's thick. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
that might just be the top
blows.
coat. Yeah.
Could be top coat.
Yeah, possible. That's totally possible. Yeah, and yeah, I mean, I like this build a lot. Like looking at this, I mean, if you're not looking at it in the super zoomed in angle, everything looks very good. Everything looks very consistent. So yeah, man, well done, Linus. I do like your builds. Please, please submit more. Maybe next time tell us what the fuck you did. Really cool.
He definitely added stuff on that front edge.
Stop giving us some lip, man.
That's a definite.
Yeah. Also, as much as I do like the green highlights on some of these pieces, some of them kind of don't really go all that well together. Like this one on the yellow, I find is a little bit strange. But maybe that's just personal preference, and I know those are supposed to be like lights and stuff, right? Like, and usually one side is red and one side is green, but that's just a personal choice. But yeah, it's just weird having it on this yellow kind of color piece. Or cowling, I think is the right word for it. It's a little strange. Yeah. So well done, Linus.
Very nice.
I do enjoy it. I do enjoy. All right,
Good
so
job,
next,
man.
yeah. All right, so next up we
Kitty.
have you have Kitty. No, 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 that's not.
Yeah, Yumio. Yumio stopped by to say hi, guys.
Oh, you know what? Real quick, I do want to talk about. Should we talk about this now? Should we talk about critical build off now, or should we talk about that later?
Yeah, we totally should talk about it now. We've talked about it multiple times.
Okay, so for those that do not remember, we do have a competition currently running, and it's been running for a while just because um, there was never a set date for the end of season 2 of Critical Build, just because we weren't sure on how many episodes we should do. We definitely wanted to do more episodes than season 1, but in terms of when it should end and how many before we go, okay, that's enough and take a break, was kind of left up in the air. So I think uh, I think that now that the clean versus weathered stuff is done and all of that is pushed out of the way, I think now would be a good time to kind of focus in a little bit more and see if we can get the critical build off back up and running. We do have a whole bunch of prizes. We have a bunch of prizes that's already been committed by other companies. So if you if you guys are willing to join, or you guys are wanting to kind of push yourselves, the information is all in my my profile, but I don't think it's on Critical Build's profile. I should probably put it on there
It
too.
isn't. Yeah, we will do that. We have an IG page for critical builds, but we are very drawn in many places. We got lots of spoons and lots of pots, and we're stirring them all at the same time. So it's hard to like get into that. In fact, I think Paz is the only one that has access to the critical
Yeah,
account
I,
for now.
I do not remember the password for the Critical
Well, you can
Instagram.
probably change it as per standard internet protocol.
I really should. I really should see if
This
I can.
man.
Can't take this kid anywhere. Can't even leave this kid in another state and stream with him.
I can't. All right. So next up. So next critique. We'll talk about. We'll talk about.
We'll talk
Critical
about it a little
Build
bit
Off
more.
Yeah, we'll talk about more about critical build off in between like critiques or features, just so that we can talk about people's builds and talk about information at the same time. So next up we have this guy Jay, aka at Raider Dread on Instagram, with his build name background, and it is the new Gundam. It's my favorite suit, so I detailed it and painted it as if I was the pilot and how I wanted it to look. I used metal detail parts, the burn thrusters, and decals from Delphi, since they have a lot of cool extras for this kit. So let's go ahead and share that. Shebang.
Shebang.
Shebang!
I like this.
I like the gray a lot.
Yeah.
The first thing that jumped out to me, the gray on the knees, that just like really jumped straight out to me.
Yeah.
Really good, subtle shading everywhere.
The pre-shading looks consistent.
Yeah. And he
Very
said that
nice.
the burn thrusters, like, if you painted these burn thrusters, well done, dude.
Yeah.
Really well done.
Very nice.
Oh, look at this guy.
What up, man?
What up, dude? Trying to buy a house, but stopped in to say what's up. What's everybody else's excuse?
What up, Chris?
Is that head altered? Is Bill's question. I don't think it is, Bill. I think it's just a different colored faceplate.
Yeah.
And then he also the mohawk kind of area has also been colorized to be a different color, which was one of my kind of stickler points. The flow of this build is great. I feel, minus maybe that faceplate, just because I'm not a big fan of having the white and then the gray kind of on the face. It kind of messes with the flow of it, right? I feel like, I don't know. Of course, Mike has no excuse.
Is that a layer of dust on the chest?
No, I think that's just the finish.
Looks like.
Or
dust.
is it dust? It's hard to
I
say.
mean, there's a cat hair right here, so I'm guessing maybe this is an older build of his that he wanted to show.
Could be.
What would you say to that, Julio?
There's a little brush you can buy somewhere. You just dust it off or take some snaps.
I don't have any.
It's a nice build.
Everything's all taken apart.
You should definitely dust it
Yeah.
off.
I like some of the pre shading on the gray, and some of it I think is a little bit strong in areas.
Mm-hmm.
Where is it?
It's tough. I mean, it's a little bit strong on the upper parts of the skirt of the front skirts. It's a little bit strong, you know.
Smaller areas.
Yeah,
Harder.
it's tough to get that stuff to be balanced. I have a hard time with it as well. You know?
Yeah. In terms of the shading, some of it is very well done. Some of it is like a little bit kind of messy,
Small spot,
right?
man.
Yeah. So yeah, you got some
try to get
masking
each
there.
edge.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's the hard part. It's like it's easy to want to get a lot done, especially in this like age of showing up somebody else on the internet or whatever the hell it is. You don't overwork yourself. Like take your time and make sure that you're doing the best that you can, because slow is smooth is fast. So the more comfortable and the more cool you can approach your project and make everything as consistent just the way it's supposed to be, the better off it's going to be in the end for you, and then the more everybody else will enjoy it as well. So
Yeah.
not that we don't enjoy this is a great build, but
No, I absolutely love the just it's not, so it's got a color theme, but it's exploding with color, if you know what I
Yeah,
mean.
it's
Like this,
vibrant. Yeah.
this picture right here is a very good example of that. Just you've got your reds, your grays, your blues, your I want to say white, your lighter shade of gray, your darker shade of gray. You've got the colors on the verniers. It's it's bursting with color, and it's bursting with color in the right spots, and it's consistent.
Yeah. The
if you
color
get to
blocking
the
is natural.
there's like a profile from the other side. If you find that one, it shows some like nice detail painting on the boosters, the leg. There you go. If you zoom in on the leg, zoom in on this. There's some nice little bit of heat dissipation on there, and that is actually pretty close to the way that heat would dissipate on a surface like that. So everybody overdoes it. That's actually pretty fucking good.
And he's got it all in there. Like it's not just not just on those things, and it's a consistent color of them being used at roughly the same time, at roughly the
It
same
almost
time.
looks like some of those. Oh, it looks those knurled parts kind of look like those metal pieces that I used on the flea.
Mm. I mean, he did say he used
Like
metal,
Yeah,
these
he used metal
I'm
parts.
guessing,
Yeah.
these are parts of that.
I'm with it. It's cool.
It really is.
Yes, yeah, I do. I mean, I really enjoy this build. There are just some spots that may have needed a little bit more attention in
A
terms
little
of
masking, bleed
little
here and
masking,
there.
yeah. And just a. I'm not sure if this is dust or not, man.
See, I don't think it's dust. I think you think
It's
so.
dust, man.
It's
I
gonna be
don't think
some
it's
dust
dust.
in there.
Because this is the same color as this right here.
Oh, true. You're right. That's just a different color.
He pre-shaded this part, but didn't shade like the rest of it.
No, that's
No, it
gray and
is,
that's
but it's
blue.
dark. Yeah, they're different colors, but
Yeah.
I think there is maybe just a little bit of dust on the model. It's just
I mean,
kind
there's
of looks
a-
like
You may be right.
looks like there's some flecking and stuff like that. That's just you have life. Do you live where dirt is? There you go. Because I do.
dust free, baby. And then again, kind of in the similar vein
Hermetically sealed
as
house.
in the similar vein as the last build that we looked at. Just be a little bit careful with your washes. It can get a little messy.
Gets loose.
Just look close and clean that up properly. What I like to do is if you guys don't own the I guess the Gaia one is the clean stick, or there's a Mr. Color variation. I don't even know where it is right now. It's here somewhere, like one of these guys. Oh, it's a little bit blurry. There you go. So
Nice.
I use this second to a tightly knit Q-tip, right?
This is cotton bud, yeah.
Yeah, cotton bud. So I use the cotton bud first to kind of get the larger amount of wash removed, and then I use this one I use the Gaia Mr. Color clean stick to clean up any excess that the Q-tip may have missed. And that for me it really helps kind of just remove a lot of these issues, and hopefully that help you guys out as well. But I did just notice that he's also missing washes on certain parts of the face.
It's selective panel lining.
Mm-hmm. Could have done with a little bit of a chase there too with the scribe, to enhance the separation between those components, and then it would allow the panel, if there was a wash, to stink.
Yeah.
Sink, or stick. Those are the words I was
Both.
looking to use. I
Both
said
of
neither
them.
of them. Neither of them
and
words I said.
Bill is also correct. Using a black background, while nice and dramatic, if you're using a darker color, it's going to blend in, and you're going to miss out on a lot of the things that you want to show off. But otherwise, Jay, Raider Dread, I do like. Just those things that we've noted. Just keep those in mind, and
Mm-hmm.
buy a really cheap makeup brush.
Yeah, we're talking about the littlest fucking things. This is great work.
Yeah, really good work.
Absolutely.
Yeah. No complaints. Like really, just observations.
All right. So,
I want to say what's up to Steph out there in the chat. Hope
What
you're
up,
doing
man?
well. Hope everything's
what
all
up,
right, man.
Steph? Yeah. Hopefully we can bring you a little bit of levity here. You can talk about Julio's doo-doo if you want to.
Doo-doo! I
All
sit
right.
amongst my doodoo.
Tonight I'm drinking on El Segundo Steve Austin's
Skull.
Broken Skull IPA.
Stone
Stone cold.
Did you guys? I don't know. I don't know where he posted this. I think it was an Instagram story. But he was out in his ranch, right? And he was drinking some beer, his beer, his Broken Skull beer, and it was so windy that he tried to drink it, and it just kept going to the side instead of going in his mouth. You got this old man Steve Austin trying to drink something, and it's just blowing in
He
the
doesn't
wind.
know how to drink. Does he just like pour it into his mouth or something? It's like,
That's how he always drinks it.
Yeah, he doesn't. He
That's
doesn't.
dumb.
The can doesn't touch the man's lips. Like, it's at least 3
oh,
inches.
he's one of those kind of guys. Gotcha.
Pour it in my gully.
Absolutely. All right. So wait a minute.
Come back to say hi, Kitty.
All right. So next up, let's get rid of this banner right here. We have our first and only feature of the evening. Just because, so for some reason we have not gotten a lot of feature submissions. We have a couple, but the other, so we have three minus this one. The other two are people that want to be on the show to talk about it. So we cannot unfortunately show those. And yeah, so let's go ahead and do our first feature. It is
You know that guy.
Who's this guy?
No.
Funny because Julio's like, I know that guy. I'm like, obviously, who's this guy?
at Kensuke at x Kensuke X on Instagram. I'm sure you guys have heard of him or seen one of his builds. I know he built a Gundam Kasi a little while back, a couple of days ago, and that looks fantastic. So his build description on this guy is the GSG Studios resin conversion using the MG GM Sniper 2 as a base to turn it into a Zeta Gundam. This was his first time using Anchor paints, very thick consistency, with great color selection and application. Went for a clean build and really fell in love with this take on proportions and styling of the iconic Zeta Gundam. Went with a more traditional canon color scheme with some color separation. The casting was about 90% clean, only had a couple of minor repairs on the bottom of the leg brushes. Looking forward to more kits from GSG. Just go ahead and share that. And also, Jen, how are you going to send me just 4 photos of this thing, man? I mean,
It's only 4 photos he took.
you sent me 4 photos.
He's like, you know what? I'm
Oh,
going
it's
to be.
totally got that anchor look, but man, what the hell is that on the side of the leg? What the?
It's a cool feature.
This is why you make it a feature. I know this. No, it's good shit. I like it a lot, actually. I like the way that the colors all laid out and everything's really, really tight. It's good. This is such a fun,
Classic.
like a fun suit, It's so nice.
It's classic, dude.
This is a beautiful build, and I know a lot of people have been testing out the anchors, and if you guys are in the chat trying them out, let us know what you think of them, because I think
And to try. Oh man, I can't wait.
I've had a heck of a lot of fun with them, man. Like it's been a blast using them. I have felt way more confident in handling my pieces since I started using the anchors, just because they're so incredibly robust and tough.
Oh no, what happened in here?
Uh-oh.
Uh,
Uh-oh.
please tell me this didn't break in moving.
Oh no.
Well, bro.
Oh, I don't know. I've got these anchored paints in here, but I let them go with the movers. I just opened it up and there's paint on the bottom of this, and I'm like, where did you come from, paint?
Uh-oh.
Ooh. What up, man? I
What
remember
up?
you.
That's funny.
Really nice, man.
Yeah.
Can you zoom into the upper portion right there?
Which one? This one?
Yeah.
Shoot.
Look at that. Look at that. Mmm.
Yeah, very
That's
crispy.
fucking yummy, man.
I do.
Yummy.
At
Yummy.
this point, Kensuke is very familiar with surface prep with resin kits. He's doing it very well. So
Yeah.
good stuff, dude.
Yep.
Very, very nice, bro. I have the
Yeah,
color
and-
separation on his rifle.
Bill is absolutely correct. Your photography here is on point, man. Even though it's an incredibly bright.
Yeah. Yeah.
You have enough separation that nothing is blown out. We can see exactly what you've done.
Your photo setup is spot on.
Yo, I don't know if you guys watched Kensuke's story, right? So he was showing off his workspace,
Yeah.
his build workspace.
I gotta look.
It's, as much with everybody, it's a spare bedroom. He walks into the hallway, and then you see his desk and his display cases and his paints and all that stuff, and then he pans to the right slightly, and you see his photo box, and it's on top of a bed.
Yeah.
I'm like, is this man taking photos on a
Yeah.
bed?
He's got his feet up, bunny position and shit. Yeah, definitely.
Man.
Comfortable.
It's enough, man. Like this is I do. How you gonna send me just 4 photos of this thing, man?
Yeah.
Because it's a feature.
That's true, right?
This doesn't transform at all, right?
No, it's a
Converting.
it's a pretty static kit. I don't know what happened to that just now, but yes,
Really nice, man.
I do enjoy.
Mm-hmm. The blue accents on the legs. It all sits really well.
That it
Different
does.
reds. I like.
Yeah, so here you go. Can see it just said
No
no
transformation.
transfer. And then Miguel, he did this whole kit in 3 hours. I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah.
Man builds super fast.
I think his wife does them. Like she puts them together and he paints them. You know.
Cold.
Like, I don't want to
He does
snap
it-
build this.
he-
I don't want to
He
clean
builds them
and prep this.
one-handed while juggling the baby.
Jesus.
The baby painted this. She's a savant.
All right, let's see how we.
You doing all right there, Brian? Or
Yeah, no, one of my bottles broke.
you know
Oh, yeah.
which one?
The detail number
Oh.
34. I just put the lid back on and it just exploded in my hand again.
Damn.
That is a bummer.
That
That's
is
it, man.
an absolute bummer. I'm pretty sure that's sold.
It's hard to get right now too.
Yeah.
That's the problem. Is you can't get the color anymore.
Whole bottle gone.
And it smells really bad. Oh yeah, no, it's completely smashed out the bottom.
Oh yeah, dude.
Ooh. Is it salvageable? Like, can you put it in another container?
I don't have anything. I am without things right now. Wait, do I have anything? Hang on.
Oh wow.
Right before shooting
Because
it.
my world is fucking chaos right now. Wait. I have a mason jar. Wait. Cool. I can pour it in this. All right.
You know what? He's right.
Oh wow, yeah. It's a stylistic choice. This is a feature, Kensuke.
And Rusham says, "What color is that? Are you referring to Brian's broken color, or are you referring to
Anchor at 34 is my color.
Mustard.
musty?"
It's the fluorescent detail orange.
Damn it, dude. That's
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Brian.
It's alright. No, I'm salvaging some of it. I got it here like this.
And the way you mix that, that'll be a whole ass bottle.
I know it'll be a
Yes.
ton.
Yeah.
I didn't lose nothing. It's alright. It's just kind of a surprise. Like surprise, motherfucker.
Yeah, that's
And,
I was like, yeah, I got Anchor paints. Oh no.
And then Monster Foster says, "Try Trinity Hobby or Shoken and Gunpla, so they may have some
anchors.
Anchoret left." Yeah. Cool. I know a lot of people got theirs from Robot Kai, Bella.
Yeah.
Shout out to them.
Shout out.
Really, Yeah. All right. So at
Good job, man.
X Kensuke X, I mean, if you guys, I mean, I know you a
Solid,
whole bunch of
solid
people,
work.
you already, people already follow him, so I'm not even going to tell you to follow him because you probably already do.
Yep.
Good stuff. Good stuff. All right.
Oh
So
yeah, dude.
let's wait for Brian to come back. But in the meantime, let's talk real quick again about critical build off. So if you
Critical
guys
build.
critical build off is essentially when season two of Critical Builds premiered, we had talked about potentially doing a build off where you can do whatever you want, whether it's a resin kit, a high grade, master grade, perfect grade, whatever. But the core has to, or the base has to be the core Gundam. Any of the core Gundams that are out. I think there's like four out,
There's more
right?
than four, I think, isn't there?
Well, there's the well. I mean, in terms of like the core, right? So there's the
Oh, just
core
the
one.
core. Right. Sorry.
Yeah, the core one, core two, the Anima core, the G3 colors, the Titans colors, the ST.
And you can do the A list too.
Oh yes, the A list is also included in that. So if you guys, I'm gonna read you real quick, Ryan. So you guys can do whatever you want as long as the core, as long as the base of that build is the core Gundam. And so we had started that, but at the time of starting the competition, we hadn't decided on the deadline, right?
Yeah.
And I think we're starting to close in on the deadline. Am I right in saying
Are we? I don't
I thought we were going for the rest of the year.
that? I was thinking.
know.
So okay. So I was thinking. Since we have a whole bunch of other competitions coming up, including OMC. Shout out to
Right.
Cam.
Yep, yep.
Um, I was thinking about maybe finishing it up maybe just before or just after OMC.
After works for me, sir.
That sounds
After
good.
so
OMC is end of October, so
in October, right? So I'm thinking November. We
sure.
should already set the deadline for critical build off. So if you guys
Ooh,
are
maybe we
interested,
can.
Maybe like just prior to SCGMC or something like that.
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, maybe there you go. So yeah, let's call it that, and then we'll spread it around the socials and stuff like that. That critical build off
This stuff
deadline is
stinks so bad.
it's very pungent, man. It's very very
Oh
pungent.
my god, I'm killing everyone in my house right now, which is just me and my wife and my cats.
Cats probably don't like it very much. All right, so next critique. Let's go on and move on to our critique number three of the night, and this one belongs to at Coprapla. That would be
Copperpla.
Joshua.
Right on.
Yeah. So the build description background is the Bandai 1100 Macross Tactical Pod. Is it Glog or Glau?
Vlog.
Glog. Okay.
Yeah.
So his build description goes: I originally did this for Zacharelius Clean versus Weather build contest. Although this build would have been my fourth airbrush kit, I still wanted to challenge myself and enter anyway. I chose the weathered category to which I'd enter in. I've been a fan of Macross slash Robotech since I was a kid. The Glog, or otherwise known as the Officer Pod, was a favorite of mine, so this not only turned into a submission for a contest, but a passion project on top. Since this kit was an old school model, I knew that I'd have to fill in some seams and repaint the entire kit from scratch. This kit brought in so many different challenges as a whole that it took me longer than I thought to complete. Besides having pretty much every single piece needing seam removal, I had to do some modification as well. I ended up giving the shoulders a more rounded look compared to the original, and this was done using Gamco shoulder joints and gluing them to the arms. I even went in and did my own scribing, which I wasn't really experienced at. This included areas that I had removed seam lines from. I also needed to do a ton of masking, which is the most I have ever done on the kit. I even used toothpaste on a few spots that the tape couldn't reach. All the base paints are from Robot Kai's Moto paint line. However,
Yeah.
all the main colors of the kit, minus the red, I had to make from scratch, mixing my paints together.
Sounds alright.
Mhm. There we go.
Hee hee.
It was good stuff.
Yeah.
So something that's been weathered like this, has been through battle a lot. I'd like to see some wear and tear on those cannons. Like, it look clean as hell. Like all the what do you call those inside rims for like a bullet?
Barrel?
Yeah, but like the inside of it, you know what I mean? Like
I mean, like the rifling inside the barrel.
the rifling, yeah. Like all that should be burnt out. At least these things, when they shoot, not projectiles, it's energy based. Am I right? I think
I
logs.
don't
Um,
know.
I don't know.
Oh,
most,
cool.
But I'd
most
like to
We're
see
right
most
some
on a belt.
more
Thanks.
in there, especially with it being like beat up like this. This thing was fought, you know.
So the biggest thing that kind of that pops into my head, and again, I'm not a weather guy. I'm not. I mean, Julio and Brian are more experienced in it than I am. But I feel like this doesn't tell a narrative per se, right?
Yeah,
There's no
it
story
doesn't.
to it, right?
Yeah,
And it's not because it doesn't have a base or a diorama or a vignette or whatever. It's that I'm looking at this and I'm like, okay, so what battles has this thing been through? And so far, I'm looking at it and I can't. I don't know. Like what the
it,
so,
it
like
it's been on the battlefield just firing. Like it hasn't like run through anything, you know. It hasn't really taken a hit or anything, but it's been standing there shooting.
yeah, and you can tell from. I mean, I know he said this was his fourth airbrushed kit, and his experience and stuff like this isn't particularly of a high level, but you can tell that he understands the concepts of that
Yeah,
of the theories of weathering, being able to tell a story and a narrative. And I think the application is really well done.
yeah,
There's no story that I can surmise from it, and I feel like that's an important part of weathering is that it tells a story
yeah,
because this thing has been through things tough and it survived things that maybe other units didn't survive.
yeah. It's in the backfields just shooting. All that weathering's been kicked up from rocks. It hasn't taken any bullets, but the appreciating lends well to the weathering.
Hmm.
I do
Hmm.
enjoy.
Yeah, I particularly like it on the white parts, right?
Yeah,
Like this picture right here, I think is a really good like showing
yeah,
of that.
yeah. And so with weathering, like more parts wear and tear more than others. So like joints and areas that would rub would be beat up more.
Hmm.
There's no like the weathering on it doesn't age. You know what I mean? It's all
It's
one.
uniform.
Yeah, it's uniform as
Yeah.
hell. There's no time wear on it. I would say.
Mm-hmm. I see what you're saying. Yes, it's like when you're looking at it, there are certain things that should be either both weathered specifically and more so than other parts, and it's
Yeah,
just it's just all kind of one level from top to bottom.
Yeah, I think Mike talked about that a little bit, didn't he? Mike Rinaldi talked about that a little bit in one of the most recent rundowns with
clean
him,
versus.
Zach, and Aaron.
Yeah,
Was
Uh,
talking about a consistent weathering versus a focused natural weathering.
hmm
yeah, I'm pretty sure that they talked about this build specifically on an episode of Clean versus Weathered feedback. So
Oh,
if you guys are interested in that, and I'm sure you guys already are subscribed to Zach or Alyssa's channel, just go back through his video uploads. I'm sure you'll find a VOD of the feedback episodes that they've done. I think they've done about three, and I'm sure you'll find Josh's aka Cobra Claus build on there. And,
yeah,
take a look and see what those guys have said because again, for me, I'm not as experienced with weathering as some of these guys are. So take what I'm saying with a grain of salt.
yeah. I would have loved some burnt, some just nastiness on those rifles and that cannon.
Mhm.
They've been real nice.
A little bit. I
I
think it
do
looks
like that.
nice too.
Like the front of them looks super clean.
I know that we had said that the weathering is uniform pretty much from top to bottom. I do like the fact that he also applied the weathering to his decals.
Oh yeah,
Well, you
That
absolutely
tells
have to.
that sells the weathering even further.
yeah.
Good stuff. I do like. And then he's got it with the kiss valves,
Nice.
3.0
Nice.
stuff.
Yeah,
Is this pleather I'm looking at?
it looks like it.
Yeah, it does. It's all right. I got I think I have what the fuck do I have? It's like a microfiber cloth. I think I have as one of my backdrops I picked up over the years. Just we all get weird stuff.
And we haven't even really touched upon like his seam line removal and all that stuff. And I
Oh
think
yeah,
he's
all that is clean. Like you
Mhm.
clean up them
excellent.
seams really, really nicely because
Yeah.
most of that's a clamshell. It's an old model.
Yep.
Really well done.
Excellent work. And and he doesn't even just have like the dry brushing and like the splotching. He has like some texturing in there that's really well
Yeah,
done.
Mhm.
You know,
man. Like the gunk wash on this selectively in areas would look wild.
mm-hmm.
Some oils, whew, really nice.
So this
Mhm.
is the second time you've had this on the show, correct?
I think so.
But
Not on ours, but on a show.
No, we've
yeah,
had this. We've had this on Critical Builds. This cloak, right?
Did we?
Yeah, it was green.
Different. Oh,
Uh,
this model, but not this
this model,
particular build.
not this particular build. No, the
yeah, I think
model.
you're
This
right.
model. Yeah. I remember it. There was like 2 shows. Well, I mean, it would have been like maybe our last show even.
Yeah, and I absolutely adore the fact that these two are they're the same kit, but just with
Yeah.
two different, totally different approaches.
Yeah.
They look totally different. It's so
Stark
nice.
Yeah.
difference.
Um, and then Guy that Gogi is asking, Pabs, quick, what is the color name of Gaia Dugram Series C-12? The color name of Gaia Dugram? Dude, I don't know off the top of my head. I'd have to look that up. I don't know, man.
He's
I'll
mixing
let you
paint
know.
one hand.
This man's mixing paint while I'm trying to talk about this build. I will I'll check while we're talking, and then I'll let these guys do their thing while I'm looking for it. Okay, so
You should have snuck
Focus
a
on the feet.
Cobra decal somewhere on here.
does he have one?
He makes his own Cobra decals. He puts them on his builds.
Oh,
Nice.
I would like to see one on
Uh,
here.
Bill says focus in on the feet, so let's go look at the feet for a second.
you got it, Bill.
Yeah, and this thing's walking. All that would have been beat.
That's true. It could be a bit more chunked up down there.
Yeah.
What is it about the feet that you wanted to look at, Bill?
He's just a foot guy. He's like Quentin Tarantino.
This is his Uma Thurman right now.
Yeah, exactly.
Ew.
I just want to say on the fly, big shout out to Guns / Mr. Color Thinner 400 and to Artcool Studio Wipes, which used to have media airbrush cleaner in them, but that shit's dry as fuck now.
Yeah.
So
Going.
this is the jam. These things are like paper towels that don't die. So you can scrub the shit out of stuff with these. They're amazing. Yes, they got my hands sparkly clean.
Okay, so from what Bill is saying, the details are added. The ones on the kit are super shallow. So good
Oh,
job,
see, that's
Josh.
just unfamiliar. Yeah, it's just my unfamiliarity of the.
Yeah, I've never built one of these. Very nice.
Very nice. All right, so at Cobra Plot, if you guys don't follow him, please do.
Yeah, I should get myself one of these and give it a test drive just for grins.
Yeah, okay, go hard.
Absolutely. All right. So next critique. I don't know why I said it like that. I'm sorry.
I'll drink to that.
Yeah,
Watch me just crank open my jaw and pour it in. What the fuck, dude? Get that man a funnel. He needs a beer bong. Jesus.
All right. So speaking of funnels, we got this gentleman right here at Mike's 5186, aka Mike Silbor. So this is our next critique, if you guys don't know that. The build name background is the RG Sazabi, which is the funnel. LEDs in the head, 4 tones of red on the armor, masking and hand painting on the inner armor parts, satin finish. Got an extra Sazabi to have 2 beam shit rifles. What? Maybe it means beam shift rifles. I don't know. Heavy details on the shield. So let's go ahead and take a look at this build right here.
You do still have Bill's comment up on the screen.
Oh, I do. Thank you. All right.
Right, I saw this one.
What do we got to say?
These
I
are
think it's
nice
a really-
photos.
I think it's a really well done build overall. I the only things, not the only things, but some of the things um, that stick out to me are the gold details that he's added,
Yeah,
and it's just a little bit, it's jarring to the eye, because you have all these kind of satin detail or satin finishes, and all of a sudden you have this giant metallic detail, and it's just a little too big, and it
I
just
think
hits you.
I think the tone of the gold is what throws it off.
Yeah, and the fact that he has two, right, that I can
Yeah,
see.
two
So he
different
has this
ones.
one right here, and then this one right here, and then
Yeah,
no, maybe he has three. Is this a different tone, or is this the
no, I
same
think
size?
that's just a shadow.
Okay, yeah, and it's just throwing me off because they're not very complementary to each other.
Yeah, one's way warmer than the other. That dark warm one, I think, is what throws it off.
Hmm.
It's almost bronze, you know,
Yeah. See, the thing is, I don't mind it here. Like it
on
looks
the back.
it looks decent here, right?
Yeah,
And Bill says, "This is super busy. The kid has too many details. I would like a plain background. My eyes are being drawn everywhere." And I think that's just the fact that he's using a hanger base as a
hanger.
Oh yeah, the crazy hanger background.
yeah.
Yeah. This
Like
one,
he has a hanger base on there, and then he doesn't. It's dark. It's a dark image.
But the photo
If
looks nice, like overall though.
right?
yeah, if
That
he had
back
if he
skirt.
had if he had added like maybe an area light to kind of
Mm,
give the his foreground and background a little bit more separation, this
mm,
way his color would be a bit better.
some bokeh.
Go back to that back skirt detail shot. Right. Zoom in on that. Look at the left hand side. That's a fingerprint, right? The right, which would be the if we were looking at the back of the skirt, it would be the left. That's a fingerprint on that gray spot, that little rectangle in there, right?
It
Maybe.
That
also
looks
looks
like
like
a
texturing.
fingerprint.
It does look a little bit like a fingerprint here,
Yeah,
I don't know, man.
but it's
That
also
kind of stuff kind
texturing
of
all
like,
over.
yeah, it's a lot of
yeah.
texture.
It's,
It's
it's
tough
an
to
old
not.
top coat.
You think that's what it is? Old top
Yeah, I
coat?
think that's top coat. Just it
It's
came from a
wild.
can though.
I
Possibly
don't.
it came from a
I
can.
really don't know.
It's
I mean,
very, very difficult to make can top coat look very
you
neat.
can't make it
Natural.
look flat.
Yeah.
No, no, no. I fought it
Go
for
right a little
15
bit.
years as a metal worker trying to use that crap. You can't. It doesn't work that way. You have to do some crazy flooding shit, and you have to add it just right. It's horrible.
Look at the
Um,
edge of that piece on the right. Look at all that texture there. Yeah,
Oof. That's like
that
a
is
football.
rough.
It looks like
Yeah,
the texture of the back. I mean, I'm not trying to talk shit or anything, but it looks rough. I'm not gonna lie.
yeah.
What part is that? Do you guys know? Is that part of the back?
Um, I don't know.
'Cause I was hoping to see it like built. I wanted to see how that ended
Put
up
together.
looking.
See that
Yeah.
as I look from the back? Yeah.
Yeah, none of the
Oh,
photos.
that might be because you know how it opens and closes that back skirt.
Mhm.
That
Right.
might be from the top coat when it like closed,
Oh shit, maybe.
shifted over.
Right. Because it's the bottom. Yeah, yeah. Because there are those weird the wings that like. I guess I haven't put together the real grade, but I've just put together both of the master grade versions that are out there.
Mm.
Go on this side, right? These
Yeah.
things that spread
Yeah.
out, and then it shows that vent detail right here.
It might have just been pushed from there, but I'm not entirely sure. I would have liked some pictures from the back with it all together.
Julio.
I like
do like
looking.
the detail he added to the soles of the feet here. I know these
Yeah.
are
Definitely.
rubber,
Good detail.
but I do enjoy these. These are fun to kind of to do yourself and then to look at whenever it is shown off. It's nice.
Yeah.
It's a great little thing, and if anything, it's probably one of the easier things that you kind of detail up on because a lot of these soles are very detailed, but obviously people won't see because either your kid is standing or it's in the pose where you don't see the soles of the feet. So,
Yeah, a lot of people do. Yeah, that's one. That's an old one. Like paint the bottom of your feet.
yeah, I do like this photo a lot.
Yeah.
I do too.
Just be very. I don't. He didn't say if he had used an airbrush or a can. I'm guessing he used an airbrush and then used a can top coat. Just be very careful with your the amount of paint that you use. You're getting a lot of orange peel that you're trying to cover up with
Top
your
coat.
top coat. It looks like since you're using spray can top coat, you're not able to hide all of the orange peel. So you're being a little
Depends
bit.
on. I mean, Mister like the Mister Super Flat, like the flatty
It'll go
flat
hard.
flat,
Yeah.
like that stuff will
Go
crush a shine and matte everything out. But I don't think that's what this builder was looking to try and do. So.
Yeah, it was satin. It looks like, or semi.
Yeah, he said he used satin, right?
Yeah.
I'm finding it here. Yeah, he used masking and hand painting on the inner parts, satin finish. Yeah, it didn't say what.
Yeah, it's tough too because there's like that detail on the shoulder, like right here, the decal at the top of that above those two thrusters. You got that like bar decal.
Yeah.
That thing is like looks like a piece of cardboard was glued onto the surface of a model. We know, I mean, to talk, not really trying to talk trash like that, but like, if it was a big robot, they just like glued that on a big piece of plastic and then just like they went down to Kinko's, they got it printed out, and they just stuck it on.
And while I do appreciate what he's trying to accomplish with these images, um, it's doing what you've done to your kid a great disservice because Bill is right. I mean, looking at these, and they're great because you've got poses, you've got neutral posing, you've got you're trying to really focus in on what you've done and what you're trying to show off. But all of the LEDs, all of the stuff in the background is really distracting to what you're wanting us to look at.
And
Um,
these are good Instagram photos.
yes, I mean this is your. I honestly think is your best photo.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like this, like looking at this, I can see what you've done. I can see the kid in its in its full
Mm-hmm.
unadulterated,
Totality.
unfiltered glory,
It's true.
and it's
Yeah.
it.
It's
Yeah.
very clear, right? The photo is, I mean, with the lens flare from the LED, it's an incredibly clear photo. You can see everything that's going on. It's got good lighting. Yeah.
Yeah.
But dude, this is
Good
this
LED
is
work
very.
on a RG. It's good LED work.
Mhm.
I wish you diffuse it a bit, but it's good.
Now, is it me or is this part not painted? This axe?
Hmm.
Uh,
It doesn't look painted, but I don't know.
I think they come in gray
Experience.
originally.
Does it?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. It's just a different shade of red from everything else.
Yeah, it is.
It looks odd. It almost looks like it doesn't have the same kind of what do I want to say? It doesn't have the same like. What do I want to say? It doesn't have the same depth as the rest of the model has. Like the rest of the model has like a certain presence and a certain depth, and that little part there looks just kind of like a plastic piece.
It does look plastic. Yeah.
It belies the of the finish on the rest of the thing. It betrays.
He hand painted little dude.
I was
Good
gonna shout it
stuff.
out. I was like, shout out to him for painting a little char right here. I mean, he
Yeah,
painted
great.
all of the little guys, and that's great.
yeah.
There's a lot of detail in
Little
this.
144 dudes.
Yeah.
They're small, man.
It's nice, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, there's also a little bit of a little
Even. I do
different
like it
universes.
though,
but-
for 144, you did a good job, man. I like the color separation.
Yeah,
Different
absolutely.
shades of red. That gold is too warm, man. Like a brighter gold against that red will look really, really nice. I think.
I agree. I really do agree. And I just wish I could see this thing on a more neutral background. And the fact that it's only this thing that where I've seen it is
It even looks like the definition is better. Like it's more high res than the other photos.
yeah. And even though this is a posed high dramatic photo, I can see more of it.
Yeah.
My eyes aren't being drawn left, right, up and down.
You can see more of the finish.
Absolutely. Yes.
Really
All right.
nice.
So, if you guys don't follow him, Mike's 5186.
Yeah, go follow.
Silver.
Mike S.
Mike S.
518. Mike S. Mike Silver. 186.
Please give him a follow. Let him know. He's doing some great work, and hopefully we get to see more in the future episodes. All right.
Yeah. Keep working the 144s too. Everybody's all about master grades. Nah, son, we doing HGs from now
Shut
on.
up. Look, man.
HGs.
I'm gonna have to go get surgery on this hand. Okay, there's no way in hell I'm working on a 144 anytime soon.
You can work on the Penelope and the Cassique on them. You'll be perfectly fine. Those are wonderful.
Oh, sure. And actually, the Messer's pretty big too. So
The Messer, yeah,
what
that's
can I
a
say?
big one.
Yeah. Build whatever you want. Ultimately, don't listen to my whims, my whining, my fucking grievances. Got the mess over here.
Yeah, that's big boy too, man.
No, I got big ass hands. They're just getting stupid.
My hands are
All
getting
right.
stupid on me.
All
Sort
right.
of.
So,
I broke that knuckle. I might have split a tendon. I don't know, dude.
Does it
It's
pop
the
when you
most
move it?
weird thing. Well, no, when I move my middle knuckle, some stuff up here moves around like it's not supposed to. So I need to go to the doctor.
Yeah, dude, please. There's so many little bones in your hand,
I
man.
know. I know. I need to go to the fucking doctor.
yeah, I agree,
I'm gonna
Bill.
bug
All
you
right.
about it now.
So, on to the next critique, on to the next build, and it is again no stranger to this show. I heard he's at least 5'4".
Oh
So
man, yo, this midget running around talking about I'm a giant, man,
This
man,
this review is brought to you by Cape May Brewing,
crushing it,
straight out of Jersey.
crushing it.
all right, so I don't think he left a build background description.
I'll do one. Just put up the picture, the photos.
All right, you ready?
Yeah.
Okay, let's go ahead and show it off. And while you do that, I'll be right
So
back.
what I'm really trying to show off here is that I can make it the paint inside of my thing and push it on the down. I like it the color blue. It's almost blue. I'm going away too. My name. I make flat paint look real flat. I got masking tape. You guys look at a masking tape. Yeah, that actually looks really nice, though, man.
It does.
It does, yeah. It looks really nice. Like this alone, this one piece alone looks really, really nice. It was a little accent was going everywhere. Fuck you, Miguel.
Your accent's all over.
It's all over the place. I don't know who he is, man. He sends photos. That's not him. He's somebody completely different.
All we've seen is his
So,
hands.
Yeah, right.
well, then we haven't even seen his hands. We've only seen his gloved hands.
Oh, truth.
Ah.
You should start wearing a helmet like Cobra Plug.
Or my buddy Jeff Longman always wears a stormtrooper helmet.
Yeah.
there you go. We see his hand now.
Yeah.
It's too late.
That looks like the fingertips of a 5'2" individual.
Oh jeez.
I will say this much about the build itself. Miguel, you're doing an excellent job, man. Trying to keep this thing as
This
clean
is
as
his first
possible.
resin build, right?
This is his first resin build. Yes.
Yeah, it's surface
he took
prep.
on that monster of a fucking build. I have it too. It's over there, but in a box.
Yeah. This is a very, what's the right word for it? It's a very involved kit. You know, it's like you have to really pay attention to the order of things that you need that you paint. Otherwise, you lose certain details, and it won't look correct, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
So yeah, kudos to you, man, for really trying to make sure that you're getting those details in there, and you're paying attention to your masking, and you're paying attention to the order of things that need to be done, because there is a specific order where things need to be completed to get this right. So, good stuff so far, Miguel. Honestly, man,
Mhm.
this is probably the most tedious part of this entire build, and you did it. So
It's all extra consistent too. Like none of it's a little shade darker or lighter. Like really well done, man.
That's how you
Yeah.
got to do it. Take your
exactly.
time, do
Yeah.
it slow, get
Yeah.
it right. And it shows how good it looks. You can't deny that.
hmm
Tight masking. Really good work. This is how they do it in Ujal Land book, no?
I believe so. Yeah, I know. I'm not. I'm pretty sure Miguel is using custom colors instead of input stuff. And then I think he started to use Anchorite at some point, but I'm not. I mean, he can clarify it himself when
Yeah,
he's
he's in the chat. So
when he's in the chat. So, the one thing that I will say, Miguel, is be very careful with whenever you are removing the extra moisture from these decals, because I am noticing some, especially in the first photo, some warp in
Yeah.
your decals.
Yeah, it's light shifting.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if this is a completely finished part, but you are getting a little bit of silvering and stepping.
Yeah, that's from the rolling. Like
Yeah,
when you the moisture.
an extra step and adding a gloss coat before you apply your final matte coat really helps removing or at least trying to get rid of these steppings.
Depending on the decals that you're using too, like
Versus custom
Delpies are very thick decals.
Yeah.
So like on my little Neo Xeon, they're some thick decals on there.
I think Bill. I think that's just a reflection coming from the his white surface that he took a photo under. I'm pretty sure these are all just the cold grays and light grays, cold light grays. Also, I'm very nervous that since you weren't able to have this standing before paint, hopefully you can get the standing when you have it painted.
Yeah, did you set up the tree support structure for all that, Miko? Hopefully.
I'm really hoping this stands for you, man. I know once you have the backpack on, you have that extra stand that they included. Hopefully you shouldn't have any problems. Just make sure that you have more support, just to be safe, because you don't have proof that this is standing currently.
You pinned a lot of it. Good shit, man.
Be careful. Oh, look at this guy.
What up, man?
You missed Julio giving the build background description of this build from the tallest man in all of Hobbiton.
It was like this.
As a small child, I used to walk uphill to the little leather factory where they made me make shoes. I hated my mother so, and I hated my father worse, but I hated my sister more than anyone else. She used to throw rocks at me as I walked uphill both ways to the leather shoe factory.
Why do you sound like Mrs. Doubtfire?
I don't know. I just did it as like a. I just did like he always writes these like really long, like drawn out, like it's almost like a whole like a script, like a story.
All he gave me here was part one.
I was just trying to play on your heartstrings.
I hated my sister the most. It's fucking great.
Oh damn! But yes, I mean, what is there anything else we can say? I mean, since we haven't really seen, so we've only really seen you the what's the right word for this? We've only seen this backpack thing on Critical, but we haven't. I know you've made a lot more progress since then. I'd love to see your like I know you said you've done the legs. I saw the stories. I've seen the shields and all that stuff. Submit that so we can see more and see your progress. People like seeing this build. I mean, this build has gotten a lot of attention since release. So let's see the rest of it, and hopefully you'll get this done real soon. You can get your critical builds hat. So
yeah, because he's definitely got one.
the guy he's competing with stopped building it. I mean,
yeah, he sold it. We don't talk about that no more.
Yeah.
All right. So yes, Miguel at Gunpla Noob on Instagram. Please give him a follow. Follow this build because this build is a lot of fun, but it is meticulous and it is very very long and involved. All right. So we're an hour in. We're at the final critique.
Oh damn!
Wow, this is what happens when Kyle and Z aren't around.
Yeah. Quick.
Less voices, man. What can I say? All right, so let's go into our final critique of the night, and it is by this gentleman.
I know that guy.
I hope you guys know this guy.
Oh yes! Oh, I was hoping we were talking about this.
Everybody calls him Craig, but his name Colin.
Yep, Colin.
Hey, look at this guy.
Say it to my face. Say it to my face.
And they say I talk a lot.
We can say it's your face. It was a dark and stormy night.
I That's a great
I was
fucking story.
I was walking uphill both ways to the leather shoe factory where I worked to earn bread for my dog.
For my dog.
Oh man. Miguel, I don't care what these fuckers say. You're doing a great job, all right? And I gladly give you my hat.
Oh damn!
I did sell mine. I sold it to Manny because he was sad that he never got one, and I felt bad,
Oh.
so I gave him a good
Which
deal.
one? Which one didn't you get?
The U job, the U
You
job.
gelling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I sold it off, and by default lost the competition.
Yeah.
For the hat.
Shaka. Where did Shaka? Was that recent?
I sold it to him like last month, or yeah, and then I still have yet to ship it, but yeah, and now I'm just driving. I'm driving uphill both ways. So yeah,
Driving to the leather factory.
but I've been catching it on and off while I was stuck in the storage unit, and it's been a great stream so far, guys. It's like I said, the best fucking stream out there tonight.
Pretty good. It's not bad. Miguel had to show his doo-doo, but it's not bad.
There was one build that I thought was really good, and one build that I thought was kind of a little bit needed more work. The new was pretty good.
Oh, right here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that Saz, I noticed there was some texturing issues there.
Yeah.
Otherwise, that could have been a lot better.
I think
Those
he
are the
might
ones
be
that I caught.
spraying too high. You know, like
Possible.
somewhere in the 2025s.
You should have been here hour one, Frankie. Well, technically, he's still here. Hour one.
Right on time.
Frankie.
Shaka, I did see your build in the submission form. We will get to it definitely at some point. I mean, if you guys want to get into it today, we can. We can add that. I mean, we have time.
We got
You
time.
got time.
I'm ready, bro.
Why not?
Well,
Throw it in. He's
while
here.
I'm doing,
He's here in the chat. Why not throw it in? If
while
you
we're
can.
doing
do
Colin's
it.
build.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, so-
I'll let you guys get to that. I'm gonna be home soon and be more into my manual lay bearer there.
Yeah.
But keep up the good work, guys. I'll catch you guys next time.
Thanks for coming through, bro.
Everybody in the chat.
Later.
Later, Z.
Later. Bye.
I had to use the bathroom. I'll be right back.
Okay.
All right.
So while Julio is off PP, let's go ahead and do Colin's build description background real quick. So it is the RGM-79HC. This was my entry into the Bandai Open. So this was ways back, a year back.
Yeah.
This was my first. Yeah. This was my first competition and my third custom kit, so I really wanted to push my limits as far as scratch building went. The railgun was reworked, keeping only the stock. The secondary weapon was also reworked by adding a silencer and additional detail parts. The backpack was completely custom. I cut the best breastplate and add about 2 millimeters of thickness, scribed and plated everything. I was going for an elite unit that has seen action but is well maintained by its crew. The weathering aesthetic that I drew inspiration from was Ray Studios GM. The base was a standard wood with styrene laminate. The plexi was inspired by Tim's hummingbird base. I was looking for something.
Tim.
I was looking for something with a bit more finish, and I think the plexi worked. I think the base had more potential, but I was short on time and finished it the day before the deadline. And I'm going to show off his build real quick, and then I'll give you some details, more details on it.
You know, that finishing it the day before the day it's due is kind of like an unfortunate thing that we often run into, and it's really like why time management is such an important thing that we all work towards getting better at.
Yeah, definitely. All right, so the decals used here were Mecha decals and Delphi, shoulders only. The light blue was Mr. Color Air Superiority Blue, and then the dark blue was Tamiya XF18 Medium Blue with the drop of black. Based on criteria, I entered this model in the intermediate category, so I was pretty disappointed when it didn't make top 10, only to find out it got bumped to expert. That was a humbling moment, to say the least.
That's what you get. Fuck around and find out.
Find out. Yeah, and the fact that I know Tim was one of the judges for the Bandai Open. He saw this one. This has to go to expert. Yeah. So what do you want to say about this build, Brett?
I like it. I was just looking at Colin's work here up close. It looks really good. I like the fact that he took that railgun, and the only thing that is like stock is the stock. The only part that isn't like scratched is the stock. Is
Yeah.
No small feat. And then again, I know he likes his backpacks. He's doing an amazing Gyarados. If you guys aren't paying attention to his stuff right now, go take a look at his current work. It's also really, really good. Also, check out his e-store. He's got scribing jigs that are amazing. But yeah, this is great. I participated in the Bandai Open. I don't think Tim was a judge for the Bandai Open because Tim was participating with Tex and I in our end of
I'm pretty.
whatever they called us.
I'm pretty
Because
sure
the Bandai Open. No, we did the May the 4th, and then during the Bandai Open, Tim started working on the Quell. I did the sniper custom and texted her, whatever that was.
That was the Bandai Hobby Open. Oh no,
Yeah,
Bandai
the
Online Expo. It wasn't the Bandai Hobby Open. Yeah, they were two separate competitions. Yeah,
right. So you did for the Open, didn't you, Julio?
yeah, I did Buzz for the Open.
Okay, so yeah, but they were weren't they like during the same event though?
Yeah, they were both online at the same time.
Okay,
yeah.
Cool. So sorry, I'm confused, but I don't think Tim was a judge. I'm pretty sure Tim wasn't a judge for that though. I think it went all was overseas or bluefin.
Oh no! For the Hobby Open, I think he was.
Not for the Hobby Open, he was definitely a judge. Yeah, I remember him being on stream talking about him judging these kids.
I have no idea. I'm sorry. I was working on OMC at that time, I think. So yeah. I wasn't paying attention. Fair enough. Regardless, we're waxing philosophical on something that doesn't matter.
Yeah.
This one's fantastic, Colin.
Gorgeous build. Gorgeous build.
Really well done.
The blues are very complementary to each other. The photography is on point. The base is very, very nice.
Custom lines. Looking
the baby's not too baby, and that French blue is just French enough.
Yeah, it's not jarring to the eye. Like you're looking at a lighter shade of blue than a darker shade. And
a lot of times these sniper customs get that pow blue that is just almost jarring, and that's just me on stream now. No, you're good. But yeah, this is nice. It's a nice muted tones. It looks good. I forget to mute my color sometimes too, and then I end up with an emerald green SD Neo Xeon.
It's gorgeous, man.
Shines like a diamond.
I love the subtle weathering here and there. Really nice.
Mm-hmm. I think that's more for me. I know it's part of his narrative that he says that it's well maintained.
Yeah.
I feel like the weathering might be a little bit too subtle, and it's like he's not sure whether he wanted to keep this clean or weathered. So
it's well maintained. I would say that it is too extreme. Because if you look at well-maintained machines, if you can talk about war machines, even birds that come in like B-17s or Corsairs or Spitfires or any of the old World War II planes that would come in, regardless of how shot to shit they were, within 72 hours they were completely re-put back together and repainted and completely repainted over. So yeah, some of them, like the Zeros, got a little chippy here and there, but for the most part, if it was really well maintained, there wouldn't be any chipping at all.
Right. And then Bill has a question on it. He says, on the backpack, is that a discolored section where the bottom and the middle sections meet? If you're talking about this, I think that's his chipping.
Yeah.
Yep, that's the chipping, which is not bad. It's the right way that would be, If they were honestly, if they were repainting it over and over, this is what you would see for chipping, right? So, I just don't think your story's right, Mr. Colin.
The other thing that that kind of jars me a little bit is the scribe designs themselves. While the lines themselves are very clean, the designs are just, I feel like they're not varied enough, if that makes sense. Like they're all the same
3 point
same width, and it
The same.
and it's
Yeah.
super
Yeah,
clean.
weight of scribe as well. Yeah, I see.
Yeah,
I see what you're saying.
it's super clean, but it's like it's all just the one. It's the one weight, and it's just some variations. I think would have been really nice to give that sense that these are things that come apart, and they come apart in different kind of tightnesses, and since this is a moving thing, it
Uh,
would be helpful.
Decal work is solid.
Oh yeah.
Decals from that Tim guy.
Yeah, right.
I can't wait until I can use some of Tim's decals again. Someday.
Yeah, and Shaka here is right. The front skirt, he says, these are probably the only areas that seem a bit overscribed, but it's such a subjective thing. It is. I agree with you there, Shaka. There is a
I think it's one line. One line that makes it look overscribed, and it's that
is
one.
it this
Yeah,
one right here?
it's just
Right.
that one. Yeah.
If this didn't exist, I think this would look a lot better because it's following the flow of the piece. But
That one breaks it too much. I see what you're saying. It looks good though. Like they're all even. They're symmetrical. Really nice. Could you two stop it?
The absolute best way for you to advertise your product is by using your product yourself,
Yeah.
right? And I feel like Colin kind of did that right here.
Mm-hmm.
If he's using his products here, if he's using his rigs and his tape and all that stuff, his guides, then this is the result he's getting. I think this is a good way of going, hey, my product works. Here you go. I've used it myself.
The added
Here's-
details.
Here's a comment by Lil Fortune that brings up an excellent point. What's the point of scribing and no color separation? Well, honestly, because most of the machines out there in the world that are for production or mechanics or whatever have lots of different panels, but they're all the same color.
Yeah.
Um,
If you had
Yeah.
this much color separation on a car, it would look like a super tuner.
Yeah,
if
I mean,
you-
look at
if you
yeah, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say like if you color separated or you added more different color tones to all of the separation that Colin got here from the scribes, it would be a mess. It would look like a kaleidoscope or like a crazy stained glass piece with no direction. So
He could do like a little bit shade darker or lighter with the color separation, but overall it would be the same tone of color. You know?
well, yeah, and you can do that with like filtering and stuff like that, and that is
Mhm.
is more like your realistic, like very subtle differences, and that's where like you get into well maintained machines. If they're constantly being repainted, they're not going to have the exact same mix of color every time, especially if you're talking about like machines on two different bases or two different landing craft or something like that. If you got like white base and what was it, the Spartan or something like that, yeah, they kind of were canonical near each other, but suits that were the same from both of those would have different like colors. So
It gets the people going.
right on, Jaka, right on.
Yeah, if you look at plain fuselages, right, you've got all these panels and all that stuff, but it's all one color, but it gives your eye visual interest to keep looking at the piece.
There's a phenomenal modeler out in Twitter and on Instagram called Corsair 165 or something like that, I think. And they do military models. And their work is out of control detailed. I am looking it up.
I really love the weapons on this, like the silencer on that
Corsair 5048.
Yeah, I mean, on top of this sub weapon, the rail gun itself is amazing.
Yeah.
I kind of wish that he included like solo photos of the weapon, because I know he put a lot of work into this and love into
Yeah.
it. And this looks absolutely amazing. I think
Yeah.
it makes sense. It's a gorgeous piece, and the fact that he only has the stock remaining from the original
rifle.
and to make it look cohesive is
Yeah.
is an absolute credit to Colin's eye for detail.
Yeah. Really well done.
Yeah, I think, okay. So this is my phone zooming in, if I can do this. So this is a Corsair 5048. You guys can almost see that, right? So this is a Dauntless. And then this is panels that are all scribed, that are all on. It looks terrible. I'm sorry. They're all on the same piece, and they're all more or less the same color, but they're slightly different enough, and they're panel shaded enough to look where you would see the difference in those. That's fairly accurate as per what the model looks like, or what it would look like in reality. Yeah, right on. The sniper does give Metal Gear vibes. But yeah, so that is where you get your like your weird panel tones and the reason that you don't separate color through every panel line. That'd be a mess, man.
Yeah.
You'd end up with this like a custom Stein that doesn't look right and set in front of a brick wall and too much color separation.
A gorgeous build from Colin. If you guys don't follow his recent work, he's like, as Brian noted, he's doing this amazing Gyaradoga with a completely scratch built backpack, where he's taking what he's learned from this one right here, and he's just taken up to an 11, and it's absolutely amazing.
He is stacking. This guy is doing great. Gonna have Colin on. Well, maybe when we do a Kodokai stream, once my shit gets back in order, we'll have the whole gang on. We'll get everybody. We'll get Guy and Bill and Colin and everybody. Fucking pig pile.
Yeah, wait.
So if you guys don't follow him, please follow him at Hi Craig. If you guys are interested in kind of attempting the scribing that he's done here, he does sell his jigs online. It is, I believe, what was do you guys remember the address for that store?
HighCraig.com, maybe?
No, it's not highcraig.com.
I don't have my workbench is in a box over here, so
yeah,
that's where all my stuff is.
I think it's like let me. I think I have it right now.
Let me just look it up on Instagram.
It's highcraig.storenv.com.
There you go.
Bingo.
Yeah, so, if you guys are interested in checking those out, please do. They are very helpful. They take out a lot of the work from scribing, even though scribing is still a lot of hard work. These things make it just a little bit easier. Definitely check them out. So, while I am trying to sort out the final critique of the night, because that was supposed to be the final critique, but I made an executive decision, and I'm going to add Shaka's build.
Shaka?
Because that was one of the entries for the clean entry for the clean versus weathered, and I know what to do. Those guys, there was a ton of entries, and it's just way too many. So we were talking about the possibility of doing an episode 3. However, Tim is a little bit too busy to do an episode 3. So if we do another episode, I don't think Tim will be in it, but we may have a proxy for him if you guys are wanting us to do an episode 3.
If you want us to do an episode 3, clap right now. Joking.
Or type an F in chat. Or whatever it is the kids do these days. I don't know, man.
F in the chat? Who fucking died?
I don't know. Okay, I'm just saying.
Who failed?
Okay, so Chaka, can you give me your Instagram handle real quick so I can
Little Fortune, right on. What it in my head?
All right, since I don't have your information or build / background, I'm just going to go ahead and put up your put up at least your banner, right? So that's what is his Instagram name? Damn it!
Oh, Shaka?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure his is the last entry. Yep, Shaka. Here we go. I got it. All right. So our final
Shaka drop builds.
Yeah. Our final build critique of the day is at shakadrop.builds on Instagram. And his build name / background is the Sinanju was a pretty beastly kit, and I found it interesting to me that they built 2 of them at their Anaheim facilities in Granada and Andalusia. I live in the region, so it seems only fitting to name it the Beast of Granada. A custom version that was even more aggressive on an already badass looking design. To fit that theme, I looked to military color schemes, and while a lot of these would work on Earth, not many go with a space focused mobile suit. In the end, I went with something that comes a bit from high altitude stealth planes and Cold War era secret military hardware. Generally dark on the outside with but what? But with touches of colors for under the panel areas and markings. So let me go ahead and show this real quick. I kind of first of all, I'm going to apologize to Brian and Julia because I just jumped this on them, but
What? I'm down. I've been talking to Shaka about this build for months now, or weeks at least. So
so, okay. So to continue with his background, I didn't like the leg thrusters, so I redesigned them and printed them, and made them fit the articulations in the leg. For the
I know,
weapon,
right?
I wanted to make something that's more realistic to me, and went for a railgun design, which is based on the MG dual bazooka. Different parts from a Knights of Sidonia kit, and lots of scratch building. Some of the Knights of Sidonia kit extra parts I used on the rest of the kit too, like the rocket launches on the forearms. The backpack is always felt a bit cheap for a Verkar kit. Lots of empty shells. So I scratch built a ton of internal structures for it, and many other changes all over. But those are the main ones I can remember.
Mm-hmm.
So here we
This
go.
is good stuff.
So Shaka and I are both in Zach's Discord, and when I started posting a couple pics of my Stein, he started posting a couple pics of his Stein, and it was like, oh shit, Stein boys! It was good fun, and so like dramatically different, but it's very customized builds.
I remember seeing this build. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
The lighting on the last 3 photos were so different; it made it look like different shades of paint.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, from the first.
Now that can be both a good and bad thing, right? Like it's because when looking at these, it's hard to tell which is the most accurate color you're taking photos of. So try to keep that consistent next time. So if you're choosing to go, and honestly, if it were me, I would choose to go with the brighter shades rather than the darker ones, so we can see more detail, especially when you're judging for a competition. Um, just so that we get a more detailed and accurate depiction of what you were trying to portray.
It looks good on the dark background too.
It does though, right?
It's well lit, so it doesn't like fade into it.
Scuffle says, "I wish somebody would do a custom of a sign that looks like it's sponsored by a German beer."
I can do that. I have Steins, so.
Okay, so he says the white backgrounds are more similar to what he sees in real life, and I think I see. I kind of I remember seeing your builds. I think on Reddit, I believe. I'm trying to remember where it was. I saw it the most because I saw it floating around on Instagram. Hey, we got Vangelie. What's up?
Okay.
I ain't talking to you tonight. Anyway, I'm just kidding, Mike. What's up? I saw this build, and I really enjoyed like the color scheme that you went with here, and it accentuates, like it intensifies more like the kit that the Stein is, and I think this kind of color scheme goes better than the actual stock colors itself.
Mm-hmm. I feel like it played out better than my color scheme as well. Like mine is too much. Like I did too many different colors on mine. And this is like staying like right in that groove. Like when you get the drummer like doing the groove and they're like right in the pocket, like it's right in the fucking pocket. Those blues are all playing together. The oranges, the yellows and stuff, they're like working with it, but they're not overpowering in a lot of ways. I feel like there's too many decals. It's good stuff. I like this build a lot.
Right. I absolutely love the detail that you added to the tanks here. These pieces right here. Oh, really excellent touch. And this part right here behind the venues on the backpack.
Yeah, if you look, if you see the whip project, if you go to his Insta, if you don't have it out, if you go to the Insta, there's a bunch of amazing web photos of the styrene work, or I don't know if it was printed or if it was styrene. I assume it was styrene, but it's beautifully done. Fucking amazing stuff. This is the stuff I love to see in the world out there.
The detailing on the tanks remind me of like Warhammer cathedrals.
Ooh, I see what you're saying there. I like the shapes, really nicely done.
And the coloring the inside of that ankle cover, really nice. Like,
Oh yeah,
caught
oh
my
yeah.
eye. Nice. Yeah.
Well, yeah. There's that, and then you can't really see it here, but inside of the shoulder
Mm.
verniers are done as like work is done inside of those as well. I don't know if you can even see it. Probably not.
It's very hard to see. You know, I'm trying to find a
Yeah,
good.
and then the painting is I've just seen it because I've seen all the whip photos. So
Painting
Yeah, so
smooth.
I'm gonna stop sharing this real quick and then share Chrome tab, shop builds. There
yeah,
you go.
there's your vernier. Look at that shit
Yeah.
right in there, right in there.
Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous detail.
Yeah. Really well done.
Yep, just scratch building, having fun. There's that right inside the shoulders.
It's crazy. Really, really well done, man. Like I really enjoyed looking at this build specifically just because it's so pleasing to the eye. Like,
Mm.
let me go back real quick to the
Elgu, get a little Elgu Mars going on there, right? Or what is that one?
That's the
it's an
Anycube.
Anycubic.
Anycube.
Proton.
Anycubic. I have it in front of me. I'm just not looking. There it is. Anycubic.
Let me see here. Oh yeah, going back to like the thruster detail he did to, or the thruster kit bash slash scratch build he did to the
Oh yeah.
the side verniers or the side thrusters. um like really nicely designed too. Like it makes sense in a sci-fi kind of, you don't have to over explain it, but you can tell how it works kind of way, right?
Yeah.
Like it it doesn't look like it's out of place, and that's kind of the trip that a lot of people make when there's both scratch building and kit bashing, where when you are placing something that's kind of very almost iconic on a kit and replacing with something else, like it just doesn't look right. But looking at this part right here, I think it looks like it's part of the design. Like
Yeah, it
it's well
fits.
meshed in. Yeah.
Yeah, it's wonderfully detailed too. There's a little video he has on his IG for one of his whips. You can check out two of him like placing that on, and how well the it's two components that were 3D printed that fit together to make that vernier.
Let's
It's
see.
the go up, 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 up. It is the one that split half and half right there, where it's like the new and old. No. That's a really cool detail. That's what I was talking about, the colors on the inside. That one, yeah. If you go over like to the fourth image, I think it is. So there's detail. That one, no, third one. Back up. There it is.
Yeah. Really nice, man.
So, Shaka, I do have a question for you. Like, in
That's
terms
right.
of scaling, right? When you're scaling with 3D modeling and you're ready for 3D printing and you're scaling, like, what is your go-to make sure that these things are the right size and the right shape and the right dimensions that you are looking for when you are building this thing? Are you looking at the kit itself and you already know when you are what the dimensions are even before you start to print, or are you doing this all on screen as you're designing and going, yeah, I think I need this to be like 65 millimeters or whatever, right?
That's what I'm thinking he does. He measures out everything millimeters wise, scaled towards the suit and not scaled towards a real life. You know what I mean?
Nice.
Should have connectors first and made them connections. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Shit.
And then he started designing it by drawing, and that's a really, like, dude, 100% credit to you. The way you did this is meticulous, and the fact that you
Yeah.
started with a pen and paper, fucking amazing, amazing.
Isn't that how you always start
Well,
designing, guys?
a lot of people don't.
Oh,
You just make a cube in your 3D program. Just start pulling.
yeah.
it
See,
down.
I don't do 3D programs. I build everything by hand from scratch. So
Yeah.
I'm that pencil and paper guy, as well. So it all starts that way. Eventually, I'll start doing stuff with like computers and shit. But right now, I'm too busy refinishing this house.
Yeah, absolutely amazing work, dude. There's not much for me to kind of critique. Let me stop sharing again. No,
The
there's not.
Ghibli build you're doing?
What?
He's doing a Ghibli, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I think he's doing like an Exceed socket event, right? And with some Ghibli
Mhm.
touches. like I feel like the one thing that kind of sticks out to me, and I wouldn't call this like a negative thing. It's not a negative, or I guess it's more of a neutral thing. Is the framework that you've done is a little bit inconsistent from the elbow, um, like up to like the
Mm.
shine of the metal frame that you
Uh,
have on the inside is not as it is on the. I don't know if that's on purpose or not, but it just feels like, oh, why is this not the same as the rest of
A
the.
comment on luster, as it were.
Yes. Mhm. That's the only thing I'm noticing, and it's hard for me because I'm nitpicking here because this is a really really good build.
uh,
Yeah,
Yeah.
really fantastic.
everything melts well.
Oh man,
Thanks, plastics.
really, really well done. What up, Max?
And Shaka is an industrial designer by studies and game developer as work, dude.
Nice.
That's
You
impressive.
work on
go.
anything I play?
You play
Hey,
everything. I'm sure you do.
probably.
I'm
But
guessing he actually designed that dread right there on the on his on there.
hey, very nice.
And then Gunpla Ronin, before we call it a night, I would like to remind everybody to please leave a like if you enjoyed tonight's content. It would be greatly appreciated.
No,
Thank you
he's
so much.
absolutely right on.
Yeah. But yes, dude, I really cannot like if you are going down the path that I think you're going in terms of like taking a kit and then using 3D printed parts to change up parts of the kit, like almost in like a resin conversion. I cannot wait to see more of what you do because this is really good work. And while this wasn't like a winner, I wouldn't put that as a mark
That's what I was.
off to you. Like this is something. This is another level of build that I want people more. I want more people to kind of.
Aspire to. Yeah.
Not for
So
nothing, Shaka's work for the Zaku Aurelius's Mechatrobigo build was phenomenal work. So much extra work done making the whole like diorama, made a whole like pull cart and extra characters, like amazing, like full on painted everything. That it was almost like so good, everything was like so amazing that it detracted from the actual Mechatro, which is wild, but it's so good. Like check out the guy's work, it's amazing. Check him out, shakadrop.builds IG.
I totally forgot. If you want the notes for the judging and stuff, I will say this: like when Zach, Tim, and I were talking about builds, this one, while extremely clean, like the shading, is another
It's
one of those that was kind of
on the verge.
on
I
the
was gonna say
verge of
that
weather.
before. Like the sheeting is so subtle, but it almost is weathered.
Yeah,
Like
it's
almost.
it's it's almost to that point where you're going, okay, is this supposed to be a clean or weathered build? And I can see, I mean, obviously it's very clean, but it's getting to that point where the shading is quite. You're starting to question whether or not it should be, whether or not it is clean in your eye, or if it's just clean, like cleanly applied.
Yeah, you really accentuated the strengths of the Sanaju Stein.
Yep,
It's good work, man.
absolutely. All right, so if
I'm
you guys
stealing
don't
your
follow
tank
him,
design.
I
I'm
mean,
letting you know now. I'm stealing this shit.
if you guys don't follow him, I could drop builds, dude. Are you talking about this thing, the glider, the Ghibli drop, the Ghibli
Yeah, that's just dope, dude.
glider? Yeah, it is. That's fucking dope. I
Is
remember
that Mononoke?
It's from Castle in the Sky,
P.
right?
Yeah, I remember P Zero was working on this kit. Beautiful, beautiful build. So if you guys have not seen it, P Zero 2012, I believe, on Instagram. Check him out. And yeah, so if you guys don't follow him, Shaka Drop Builds, please do. Um, really amazing work. I mean, his stuff is like really interesting. And you know what? I don't think I follow. Do I do follow him? So yeah. So please follow him. Let him know. He's doing some great work, and it's very inspiring.
Yeah, go call his shit doo doo.
Yeah. Is this the Megatron one you were talking about,
Yeah,
Brian?
Nope, it's a different
This
one.
is
it's all the people who were
It's
in
the
it.
one with that one. That one.
Mm,
I know, right? It's so detailed. It's so
That's
incredibly
nice.
detailed.
so nice, dude. So nice.
Yep.
Please,
Yep. Man does
yeah,
not fuck around.
I might
Yeah,
bother
he's
you a
not
little
fucking
bit
around.
for some. I might bother you for some 3D modeling questions I have for a hard poly modeling. So I'll talk to you about that maybe some other time. But yeah, so with that, guys, that is the end of the that was the last critique of the night. I want to thank everybody for joining us tonight. Let's go through the three here, and let's see where we can find everybody. Starting with
No more paint. um Once again, thank you guys for hanging out with us as I throw my phone on the ground. Thank you guys for hanging out with us and listening to us talk about the good aspects and the different aspects of the models that you guys have presented. Once again, tell your friends if they want to add stuff to this, if they want to like get their models or their work talked about in the public forum, then they're more than welcome to go to Chris Pabs's Instagram. There is a link in there to the submission form. Don't forget about the CritiQual core build off coming up. This is the only piece that I have available, which is the what is this guy's name? Demon Zahn head, and so many swords going on. I got swords. Where were my swords?
Jesus Christ. I ain't got no sword. We talking about clink, clink, clink.
I got swords. Yeah, no big deal. Critical core build off. Any core, have some fun. I've got a cool one that I'm working on. It's on my Instagram too. You can check it out. It is Bro Builder. And hopefully I'll be able to set things up and start to stream soon with everybody else and continue to enjoy this wonderful community that we all participate in. Thank you guys.
Thank you, Brian. Always a pleasure to have you on, man. Thank you for hanging out. And then
we did another one, and we got another one in the books. I'll see you guys Wednesday. I don't think there's any other streams going on. So come hang out Wednesday. Come paint some stuff. It'll be fun. Thanks for submitting. Please submit some more. Whatever you got. You can honestly take a shit on the floor. And
no, please don't submit.
We will critique it.
Just send
I'll critique it. Or if you get a dog, take a picture of their doo-doo, and I'll critique it for you. Like your dog needs to eat more kibble. That shit is too wet.
More fiber in the diet.
Yeah. But thanks for submitting.
Or more water.
Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for talking doo-doo. I appreciate all you guys. I'll see you soon.
Thank you, Julio. Always a pleasure, man. Please don't submit pictures of poop.
Just send me pictures of it. I'll talk about it.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, send it to him personally. All right. And again, massive thank you to you guys who joined us tonight. I know there were a lot of other streams going on, but we really appreciate you taking the time to hang out with us and talk about these builds. Hopefully we will have the next one up and running for you guys very soon. If you guys do want a part 3 of the clean versus weathered build off, just let us know, and we will do what we can. We'll see if we can get Zach back on too, and with his schedule, it's kind of crazy. And then we will also see if we can get somebody who can talk about these clean builds if Tim is a little bit too busy. And then as Brian said, don't forget about the core build off. That is still happening. That will be, the deadline is going to be sometime in November. We'll announce when exactly in November is going to be the deadline. But I mean, it's June now. You still have July, August, September, October, November. You have 6 months to kind of work on these. So you have way more. You guys should have enough time to kind of get something done and sorted out.
Yeah, even if it's whips, man, just get them in there. We'll talk about it.
Yeah. And then
there's some phenomenal core builds out there.
Sam, drop your work in CritiQual builds, man. We'll totally talk about your work if you specifically, if you're out there and you're watching this after the show is aired and you want your work that you had in any contest, you want it talked about by people that care about good work and quality modeling, please submit it to the show. We'd love to have your work shown.
So Sam's build is in the submission folder. We will get to yours, Sam. I promise you we will definitely get to it. So if there are others out there in the chat who has a build that they submitted into the clean versus weathered, and we haven't gotten into yours, or your name is way down on the list,
submit.
It's in alphabetical order. Yeah, just go to my Instagram profile, or go to Critical Build's Instagram profile. There's a link tree in the bio, and that will take you to the submission form where you can submit your build and the pictures that you want us to look at. So there are definitely other options if we end up not doing a part three, which I'm pretty sure we will.
I'm pretty sure we'll do that.
Yeah, I
I
think we
don't
will.
see why we wouldn't do that, honestly.
Yeah. So one of the prerequisites is it has to be on a weekday. Since Brian isn't currently streaming, Tuesday and Thursdays are both open, so we'll see if we can squeeze in an episode 10 of Critical Builds for the clean versus weather feedback. And with that, guys, I want to again thank everybody for joining us. We will see you on the next one. Thank you again for everybody who submitted. Thank you for watching. Thank you to Brian and Julio for joining me. And yeah, we will see you on the next one. Take it easy.